also another question we had from, I believe, Jeremy. Jeremy asked about that app you were using. Were you using the Amazing Slowdowner app, or what app were you using?
I was using the Amazing Slowdowner. And one trick I can do on that app as well is to take the pitch down. So if I was learning that, hey, 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 I'd probably go, hey, 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 in a comfortable place, and then move it gradually up. Or I'll learn it, and this is another trick for those of you who struggle with the transition between the registers. Learn it higher rather than lower, because what you're doing is training those muscles that are slightly weaker. So I see it like if you're on a 4-lane motorway and you're going to merge into a 2-lane motorway. If you merge in early, you don't have to speed up or slow down. But if you wait until like the sign, you might have to kind of put your foot down or brake completely.
Yeah.
And
So
that's kind
how do you train it higher without straining yourself?
right. So SOVT all the way. Or my favorite is the sexy one. Because it just like also helps settle. So the funny thing with physiology is that the bottom of the tongue is the top of the larynx. So your hyoid bone in some languages even called the tongue bone. So your anything that you do with the larynx and with the tongue will have effects on each other. And if there's a tendency to want to think that notes are high and involve larynx coming up for high notes, I call it larynx rider, and you get the eyebrows for the high note and this for the low notes, like double chin for low notes. Then the with a bit of cry or a bit of twang can be really useful to get that really high compression. But just as if we were doing, and I use a lot of sports science because I came from a sports science background, if we were doing squats all day, we would get tired, we would get injury. So the more athletic the activity, the more breaks we need, and the more kind of shorter periods we need it. So like if you're practicing a belt song, get that riff in, not in that functionality.